People, YouTube's N'Golo Kante, I'm back again. Yeah, Fridays equals Q&A day, so without further ado, I might as well crack on and answer you guys' questions. But before then, of course, each and every time, thank you very much for the questions. Without you, the video can't be a thing. I'm never going to be a low life and make these things up. If I've missed you out, apologies. Please keep coming with the questions. It doesn't matter what sort of question, it doesn't matter how weird the question is, to be honest. But yeah, anyways, further ado, the Pope Boss asks is, what do you think of Gideon Zelalem? I think he's a good player. If it was just based on technically, I think he can actually play Premier League football and cut his teeth. Obviously, if he was to throw him in for 10 games, it'd be a different story. But in terms of technical level, I think he can hold his own in that. But the sad thing is, that's not all there is to football. His problem is he's been very unlucky with injuries. And like I said, the technical level is there, but beyond that, you're looking for a bit more. You was looking for a bit more when he was coming through. I remember the loan at Rangers. It was a decent loan spell, but you wanted a bit more. You wanted to leave a Rangers game if you're there live or watching on Sky Sports, like I was thinking. Yeah, that was the Gideon Zelalem show. Rangers versus Celtic or Rangers versus Inverness or whoever. Gideon Zelalem ran that game. So then you can obviously come back and fight for a first team spot. That actually hasn't happened. He's been very unfortunate, in my opinion, with the choice of a couple of these loan spells that he's been on. In fact, the last one in Holland, it was a bit weird. He's been palmed out, and yeah, man, the competition seems to have lapped him, but you can never write a man off. So yeah, he's still got the ability. Aaron asks is, what are your thoughts on Bogali Zagnigu and Lebdo? I've seen a bit of Lebdo, but not really enough to really be giving you an informed opinion. I ain't been preying him like that. And the other Donny, I ain't seen him yet, unless he's been playing and just really not clocked my eye at all. But yeah, Pot Noodle asks is, for your Q&A, since Aaron Ramsey is due to leave, who would you say could replace him, or whether he would even need replacing due to the stock of midfielders at Arsenal? It's a difficult one. You put me on the top of the spot. You have to watch my videos, but I'd look at Lobotska. There's obviously my man. It's escaped my mind, man. The Caligri player in Nicolo. What the hell's his last name now? He's a baller, man. He played at the under-19s championship as well. You guys know who I'm speaking about. I made a video about him. The midfielder that I made a video about. Them lot. I'll look a bit more at the Hoffenheim lad Goretzka. Not his name, not Goretzka. Grealish. I hope that's how you pronounce his name. We'll look at him a bit. There's also a case of actually bringing in a wide man to which you can insert many different things. But if it's up to me, I'd actually like to bring in another central midfielder, probably a different sort of profile. There's a case for another destroyer. Equally, I'm being a hypocrite because I've just described a couple deep line playmakers and I would welcome that myself. But yeah, man, we'll see. I keep changing my mind on that every day. But Mo asks is, DG, come February, if Arsenal are still a couple points from the top, would you start to believe? I'll believe in May, but I'll obviously, like I am now, I'm behind the side, and you never know what could happen. But right now, the priority should be top four, and we're in October to even be dreaming ahead. The immediate goal is top four, my guy. Villax is, how do you think Brexit will affect the Premier League? Well, the first thing you're probably looking at is registration laws in regards to Premier League players, but I don't think they'll make a fuss of that because if they really made sanctions against like current foreign players, it would really hurt the influx of the Premier League. It could benefit homegrown players because they might get a chance, but I do think the status of the Premier League will go down if there's some severe sanctions over being able to play within the Premier League if you're not a British national, essentially, or so. Obviously, there's another case because you still, even though the laws aren't preventing anyone from playing in the Prem, there's still work permit laws and things like that for certain nations. But I think it would do more harm than it would good in the Premier League's case. And it probably, that's the only thing I can think of, to be fair. Maybe I don't think, again, you'd have to, I don't want to say football relies on tourism in England, but there's a lot of tourists coming into the game, so it would kind of harm them. Clubs might be looking at that and thinking that's a bit mad. So I'm not, beyond that, I'm not really too sure, my guy, but they're the first things that spring to my personal mind. Thanks for your question. Ahmed asks is, what do you think of Mendy that plays for Lyon and De Jong that plays for Ajax? De Jong's a baller. He won't be at Ajax long. Mendy's very good. I still got question marks over him a bit defensively, but I would take him at Arsenal. I really like him as a baller. Rax asks is, another consistent viewer, opinion on Liam Bailey's decision to play for Jamaica. But just like that, he's the best player in the world, my guy. In the same way I told you, Wes Morgan's the best player in the Premier League. Banter aside, I'm ecstatic because It didn't look like it was going to happen. But yeah, man, hopefully this kickstarts more players to come play for the nation. Hopefully the FA do it. I want us to do a bit of what Nigeria were doing, in the sense that I don't want to say they convinced the world, but they did, because he said he wanted to play for them himself anyways. But they've gone after the likes of Anya. They've tried to get Akpom, players like that. They're going and chatting to them and saying, yo, come and play for us, come play for your heritage and stuff like that. That's probably what we need to start doing as well. And not just us. Many countries could learn from Nigeria in that aspect, in my opinion, because it served them well. Don't get it twisted. Some players that are just full out born in Nigeria played very good at that World Cup, but you saw what it did for them. So yeah. Yeah, man. What else have you asked? Do you think we should look at the title, because in getting that we would get top 4? I see your logic. Aim for the stars, and you might aim for the as high as you can, and the galaxy, and you might catch the stars. But it's very premature. We'll see where the table takes us, game to game. Treat every game like a cup final, and you see where you are at the end of January and beginning of Feb. We see what happens. The title, for me personally, I can only give you the truth. I think that's all a myth. I'm praying on a top 4, and again, it's October, so I want to see how we're playing. Like, if we're playing like this now, I want to see it in the end of the season, decision time sort of thing. So yeah, man. Main man Uber asks, what's your thoughts on X, Triple Red, and Lil Uzi? Listen to a bit of Lil Uzi myself, but they're not really. They're kind of dead still. They're not really my cup of tea, really. These kind of new rappers that are getting cloned and got all skittle hair and that. Like, the last weird sort of Donny that I would listen to is Lil Wayne, and like, he's probably these lot's daddies, in the sense that he birthed this weird skateboarding, no disrespect if you like skateboarding, but this skateboarding lollipop hair business. Yeah, man, they make too much noise for me personally. I'm sounding like an old man there, but yeah. Mo again asks, if you were fit enough to play in the Premier League in your preferred position, how many goals and assists do you think you'd get? I would love to play midfield just to be like David Silva, but that's not how the cookie crumbled. I'm a right back, so I'm a right back. So I'd love to think at least 2 goals. I'd like to think I'll get a goal, go crazy with the celebration, and the second one a pattern celebration, little Lacazette thing. Assists, I'll set my goal personally anything from 1 till 5. 10 would be dreamland, but that's asking a lot, depending on how I'm used at fullback. So yeah. Finally, T asks, is Greenwood the best player? Greenwood of United, people. Is he the best under 18s player in Europe? If not, who is? It's very difficult to tell who that is. It's very difficult for me to put me on the spot and ask me that. Greenwood's a very talented player, and I guess he has a case to be up there. But you've got Bakali of Monaco, you've got Chiobels of Lyon, you've got, if he's still under 18 technically, which I don't think he is, you've got Adong, the young 15-year-old of Solskjaer, I believe, compared to Paul Pogba, very good midfielder. There's a bunch of Spanish kids, too much for me to sit here and list my guy. How old is that Pellegrini guy? The guy that went from Genoa to Monaco. He looked pretty good. But yeah, man, there's a couple, but he's got a case to be up there. I definitely think he's the brightest prospect at United. Yeah, man, him and Chong, if they don't make it in first team at United, God willing, something's seriously wrong at that club. But yeah, I don't think I've missed anyone else out, my guys, man. It's been a lovely Q&A. People, enjoy the rest of your day or evening, whatever time zone you are. Thank you very much for watching. Comment, subscribe, and do the rest if you wish. Guys, it's been a pleasure. DG.